Go ahead.
You're live now.
All right, Israel. Give brothers and sisters a little time to get in this class before we start. This Tuesday night brotherhood class, led by yours truly, a priest and officer of 500 Uraga Board. You know what I'm saying? All right, Israel, let's top it up. I like to say Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shabbarakatum to all the brothers out there, and Yahweh Shemar Alta Ba'ashim Yahweh Shabbat all the sisters out there. I'm priest and officer of 500 Uraga Board, and this is the ISUPK Northern Cal Tuesday night brotherhood class. You know what I'm saying? And here in the ISUPK, we are here to open the eyes of our people, man, of our Black, Hispanics, and Native people, and let them know that they are the chosen people of the Bible. And the oppressor, those who are oppressing you and standing over you, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. Before I get started, I would like to let everybody know out there to like, subscribe, and share. Let's get those likes up. Let's push the real news. All right. Everybody want to go on TikTok and hit likes on TikTok and all this, but y'all not liking what really matters. That stuff don't matter to us, man. We here in the UPK, we are bringing the light to the Blacks, Hispanics, and Natives, letting them know who they are according to the Bible. All right. So who we got checking in? We got Princess Azara in the building. The water to you, Azara. You know what I'm saying? Hold me down. Most High in Christ. The water to you. We got Sister Michaela out there in Stockton. Sacramento. Salakia, sis. The water to you for tuning in. Most High in Christ. Good to see more sisters coming in this school, because as you know, the oppressor puts women over the man. And seeing all these Black sisters coming in these schools, tuning into these classes to get this knowledge is really, really awesome, because you can therefore put that knowledge on your kids, and your sons can grow up and be God-fearing man, real God-fearing man. What you see in your Christian church, they're not God-fearing men. Those are schemes and scam artists, and they're looking to benefit off of the wealth of the poor. We're here in the ISUPK, we are looking to benefit from what we learned from our Father, Yahweh in the Hebrew, and from our King Yahweh Shai, to build up a nation, to build up young men, and to build up young women, and show them who they are and how they should conduct themselves in an evil, evil world like America. All right. As you can see, today's class is Pride Comes Before the Fall. This class is very near and dear to me, and it should be very near and dear to every brother here in the school, because we put in a lot of work, and we see and we exalt ourselves to levels that most people cannot understand, but we must always remember that none of this is done without the Most High, man. We are doing the job for the Lord. And speaking for myself, I have been in the streets. I have lived my life in this world, and this is an honor to serve the Most High. To be out to teach these classes, to have the honor to teach these classes is second to none, man. You know what I mean? And I just want to say thank you to the Most High, the Water Why you have a shot. Shalom, the water to you. Oh yeah, no sweat, sis. Like I said, this is an honor for me. All right. So the topic is pride comes before the fall. Now you have to understand, there's nothing wrong with being prideful in yourself. There's nothing wrong with being there's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself. There's nothing wrong with being confident. I'll say confident. All right. But when you begin to become prideful, when you begin to believe that you are the reason for something, or that something wouldn't exist, or something wouldn't be happening because of you, destruction will follow soon after that. All right. Some good examples of that is, that's right. You got any examples? Okay, no sweat, no sweat. Well, a good example of that is brothers who decide to commit themselves to selling drugs in the black community. Well, those brothers in that black community get very prideful. They begin to feel like they're untouchable. They begin to feel like they don't have to do the things they did to get away with what they were doing. They get lackadaisic. They are, man, I can do whatever I need. I don't need to look out for the rollers. I can roll through. This is my spot. You know what I mean? Or another good example of that is brothers and sisters who get really skillful or are talented in some type of sport or something. And you tell yourself, I don't need to study for a test. I don't need to prepare or practice as hard as most of these brothers do because I am who I am. I'm raw. Well, soon you will see that pride will be the cause of your destruction. What do I mean by that? You will fall off. If a boxer gets very prideful and at his skill and at his craft and not want to practice or not want to train as hard as he used to, he will fight someone who he will lose to. And he will lose to the person who he least expects. Why? Because that person is training. That person is focused. That person is not letting his pride get between him. It's a thing between being confident and prideful. Everyone should be confident. Everyone should be confident in what they do. But when you begin to become prideful, the Lord does not agree with prideful people, man. All right? And prideful people lead themselves to their own destruction. And I couldn't bring this out without backing it up. Like I told you before, if you watch these classes, we always tell you anything we say, you can go to the Bible and prove it. So let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 18. Again, if you are out there tuning into this class, I don't care how late it is or how early you are tuning in, like, subscribe, and share this class. If you are a brother or a sister who is looking to grow in this school, to grow in the truth, to be a part of something greater than yourself, please put your name in here so we can get your attendance down and we can keep track of how you're checking in these classes, so you can become a part of us, so you can become one West, man. All right. So we're going to go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 18. And because I don't have brothers and sisters in this class who's watching, I'm going to go off of Azra. Let me know when you're there, all right? You there? All right, most in class. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride comes before destruction. Like I just said, people get very prideful, and what end up happening?
They self-destruct.
They self-destruct. They fall apart, right? The Lord speaks again. And this, before I start, this is the book of Proverbs. This is written by King Solomon, one of the wisest men to ever live, who ever stepped foot on this planet. You know what I mean? And he's telling you, prideful being pride, it's like, pride goes before destruction. When you become prideful, don't take it as you just, nothing's going to happen. I know nothing, but destruction will soon follow. Just as though winter comes and spring and fall follows. Just like summer comes. Spring, then summer, then fall, then winter. It's just like that. So when pride comes, surely destruction will follow. It's not a question of if. It's just a question of when. You know what I mean? And then it goes on and say, and haughty spirit before a fall. What is a haughty spirit? What does haughty mean?
Does that mean like low spirit or high spirit?
No, it's like arrogant.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's like being very arrogant to something. You know what I mean? So it's like, and arrogance is similar to pride. You know what I mean? You can't tell someone something. My grandma used to tell me that when you stop learning, you die. And then I begin to think like, well, when I was a kid when she told me that, and I'm like, well, all the older people in my family live in 90s, 80, 90, 100 years old, and then die. I'm like, dang, did they stop trying to learn? You know what I mean? Like as a kid thinking like that. But in some cases, that is very true. And studies back that up. When you get older, you should try to still play an instrument. You should still try to, make sure you're reading books and still try to elevate yourself, because if you sitting idle, it's just like a car. If a car sits idle, no one starts it up, no one runs it, no one drives it, that car will break down. No matter how good of a car it was before you let it sit. You know what I mean? So we got to remember that pride goes before destruction. Before you allow yourself to get prideful, when you feel yourself getting prideful, you feel like you are just better than everybody, you don't need anyone, know that destruction will follow. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I may, what she's saying is so heavy because I mean, a perfect example would be what's happening with Puff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he just felt like he was untouchable and could do whatever he wanted, and had so many people afraid of him and afraid to step up and go against him because of how powerful he is. And it took somebody, an oppressor that had maybe not as much money as him,
Mm-hmm.
they had enough power to tear this man down because they were interfering with what they had going.
Yes, exactly. And just like the sister just brought out, Sister Michaela out in Sacramento, she said adultery, right? So you self-idolize yourself. You put yourself, you an idol. Puff Daddy he felt he was the king of New York. Well, unfortunately, every king has fallen. So like, from biblical days all the way up to now, every person who was a king has fallen. Frank Lucas is a big drug lord. Felix Mitchell was a big drug lord out here in the Bay Area. You know what I mean? I can keep going. Who else? Huey P. Newton. He got very powerful in leading that organization. And what ended up happening to him, he ended up getting hooked up on drugs and ended up getting unalived by someone in the streets. You know what I mean? Pride comes before destruction. We have to remember that. So it's important for us always to remain humble. No matter how good you get at what you get, remember that it's the Lord that gave it to you. All right? You got anything else, right, you want to bring out? I'm going to read this verse 19. I like this. Better is it to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoils with the proud. This saying, it's better for you to have a humbling spirit and you hang around the bottom people. That's what we doing in UPK, man. We come out for the bottom people. Yeah, you like Kanye West to come into school for what he can do for us in the school, or what he can do for the people. But are we targeting the rich people? No. We're not like the IUIC. We're not gonna go camp in front of the stadium to support a rich man. You know what I mean? No, we're gonna go camp inside of the hoods. We're gonna be in the hoods where the poor people are and support them. We're gonna give them food and clothes and make sure they're fed and clothed. You know what I mean? Shout out to the brother of 500, my brother, man, my nigga, Salaki, Karanyala, man, that brother he's doing his thing, putting in work, and the food drives that he's promoting and pushing is so glorious. And believe me and this brother is from Oakland. I hear people in Oakland talking about how glorious these food drives are that they see us pushing out here. You know what I mean? And here in Oakland, they had a march where the other Israelites who were the purple was out here marching and wouldn't give $1 to nobody that they marched past. Well, they talking about the UPK and they saying they love how the UPK is feeding the homeless and clothing the homeless. And it's also people reaching out to me wanting to support the movement. So shout out to that brother Karanyala, because he understands and he gets it. And that's what we all need to do, understand and get it, and humble ourselves. Let's change the narrative. The whole America was built off of pridefulness. America was built off of stepping on a little man to make yourself look better. You know what I mean? And Cat Williams said it best. In 2024, everything's going to be revealed. And look, 2024 revealed a lot. But what is 2025 going to reveal? It only gets worse. I pray you understand. It's not going to get better for people behind. Look, 2025 might bring you Jay-Z and Beyonce crashing. You know what I mean? Like, you never know what. Look, in 2024, what we have, P. Diddy go down, Lil Durk, who else? Young Thug.
Who was the guy that just got killed?
Fulio, yeah, he got unalive. You know what I mean? Like, and then the crazy part is the brothers and sisters out there can see we have people going live on the internet, social media. And when they're going live on there, they're showing that they're going to go beat somebody up. They're showing they're going to go see somebody up. And what ends up happening? Someone ends up losing their life, man. And most likely it's the person who's going live and going somewhere to fight somebody. You know what I mean? We have seen so many brothers and sisters lose their life in 2024 on live, on social media. Why? Because they pride. A lot of brothers and sisters know damn well they got kids at home. They got family who love them. Stay at home. But they going to the fight. They can't look like no sucker. They can't look like they weak. And their pride leads to destruction. All right? Let's drop that. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 8, verse 13. We're going to hang in Proverbs. And if I may, I'm going to do a series on the book of Proverbs. Because reading the book of Proverbs, preparing for this class, I started to notice that the book of Proverbs is really all game. And when I mean all game, if you're from the Bay Area, you know what I mean. But if you're not from the Bay Area, when I say all game, I mean this is knowledge. And it's telling you how you should conduct yourself whenever you have an opportunity when you are blessed by the Lord to have riches or to have a position that other people look up to you at, you know what I mean, or look up to you for. You got to be humble, and that's for even brothers in Hebrew Academy. I tell them brothers all the time, be humble. Don't allow yourself to get into the school and you get a name and get lackadaisic or get comfortable, or you get a little rank and now you feel like you're just better than everybody because of what you're doing. This is something that needs to be done, and if the Lord won't have you do it, and a scripture says, I'm paraphrasing, he said, I'll cry out to the rocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll cry to the rocks and I'll make the rocks move if you don't want to. And that's just very important for us to understand, all right? So are you there, Azra? Proverbs chapter 8, verse 13? Okay. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogance, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate. So this is the word of Solomon. Solomon speaking for the Most High. He said, and I'm going to read it slow. I'm going to break it down as I go. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. What does that mean? If you fear the Lord, you will hate evil. They say we a hate group because we say we hate what the Lord hates. We fear the Lord. Now, if anybody else can tell you that they don't hate what the Lord hates, but they love the Lord, what are they? They're alive. They're alive. We fear the Lord. So we're going to hate what the Lord hates. And we hate evil. We hate politics. Why? Because all they do is come lie to black people. They've been stealing our votes for the last 200 years and not making no difference in our community. They send these people, they come lie to us, they take our votes, and then we left worse than what we was before they made it to office. You know what I mean? So don't say we're a hate group because we hate what the Lord hates, because we hate evil. You know what I mean? Let's continue on. Pride and arrogancy and the evil way. We hate that pride and arrogancy. You won't survive in this school if you come in here thinking you better than a sister or a brother. You won't make it. Being arrogant, y'all posseing up. Ain't no posses here in the UPK. Everybody is brothers and sisters. I don't care if you're a new sister coming in or a new brother coming in. When you come in here, you're going to feel the love of family, man. And that's what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Let's continue on. And the forward mouth do I hate. What is a forward mouth? A person who go gossip. You know what I'm saying? We don't gossip in here. You know what I'm saying? If you are caught gossiping with anybody, both of y'all damn near might get kicked out of school. So lock you. Because the generals are very fond on getting rid of any poison or wickedness that persists in our school. It doesn't happen. It is not here. You know what I mean? So a forward mouth is just somebody who want to gossip about somebody, want to talk behind your back. It was a song. They smile in your face. the backstabbers. That's what it is. You know what I mean? You're just talking behind somebody back, man. We don't do that, and brothers and sisters shouldn't do that. And it's amazing that this is being brought up in this time, because here we are 2,000 years later, and if we change just those things, how much better would we be as Black, Hispanics, and Natives? You don't have to talk bad about a person at your job to get a promotion. They should be able to see your work and say, look, I want to give this sister or this brother a promotion. Same way with brothers who are in a school looking for rank. When you're looking for rank in the school, don't sit back and base what you do, compare yourself to other brothers who aren't doing what you might think you're doing. Just do the work. You know what I mean? And you will soon see the benefits of what you're doing. You know what I mean? The Lord said, "In a forward mouth do I hate." He said he hate a person who like to gossip, has pride and arrogancy. The Lord hates that. And I hate what the Lord hates. Donald Trump, he's an arrogant person. He's very arrogant. I mean, he says whatever the hell he wants to say. So like it. Kamala Harris, she's very arrogant. Very arrogant. And these people you voted for, went down there and voted for. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Bring it out, Azariah. Go ahead.
And if I may, this is the first time, actually, I think this has happened in a while. But what a lot of people don't know is the voting system was different this year. They said that, if I'm correct, I want to say Harris got about 18 million votes.
Uh-huh.
And I want to say Donald Trump, oh no, I think I'm saying it wrong. But Donald Trump got about like 43 million or 42 million, which was about, last time he had 43 million in the 2020 election. Kamala lost about 18 million Democratic votes this year that Biden had in 2020. And those 18 million Democrats didn't even vote this year because nobody trusted anything that was going on in the Democratic Party, but let alone, I mean, Trump even lost people too, but it just shows you people get arrogant sometimes and get so headstrong, they forget to be humble and honest and really come for a change. So I was actually surprised when I saw 18 million people didn't even vote this year that were previously Democratic.
Yeah, and you know what? That's right. And it's also my prayer is that those 18 million votes that they didn't get, or that they just said, what, people didn't vote, right? Is that what they're saying? Or just 18 million people just said, I'm not going to vote?
Yeah, no, they didn't vote.
Didn't vote? Well, I pray those 18 million people came into hearing the ISUPK. I pray that they found the truth and their eyes were open to the wickedness that persists here in this place. What do I mean by that? Democrats say that they want to change, but the change that they want is not necessarily going to benefit you. See, it's two different changes. It's a change that can help you, and it's a change that can hurt you. I'm here in this position right now. The change that will benefit me is when people give us more resources. Pick us up because we were always at the bottom. And the change that will hurt us is when they tell our kids that they can be whatever they want to be.
Right.
Don't matter what you were born as. You can be a woman if you were a boy. You can be a boy if you were a girl. And that goes against everything that the Lord stands for. This Bible tells you not to do those things for a reason. Why? Because it leads to destruction. But then you're voting for a Democrat because you feel that voting for them will leave you better off. And then 15 years down the line, you're going to say, wow, what happened to us? And we're going to be yelling out loud on the corner saying that what happened to us was the fact that you guys went out here and voted. If you want to, how about this? To make a real statement, if this is what, now I don't vote, but I feel like this. If Blacks and Hispanics and Natives wanted to make a real statement, they wouldn't vote at all. Not one. Let it be what it be. The Democrats and the Republicans are going to notice that, hey, Did not one black person vote? Did not one Hispanic person vote? Did not one Native Indian person vote? And they're going to come running to you. They're going to say, why didn't you vote? What can we do to get your vote? But blacks, Hispanics, and Natives always seem to, I'm a Democrat. Democrat for the poor. Democrat is not for the poor. And I'm sorry to bust your bubble if you're a Republican. Republicans aren't for the poor neither, or for the better of the country. You know what I mean? They're all for personal gain. And if and the reason why the Democrats don't feed the blacks and Hispanics and Natives who they're supposed to be feeding is because they know that they got you already. You understand me? If a person is not righteous enough to understand, like it's like a man. If a man have a woman and he's not righteous and a Lord-fearing man, and the man who just knows what his position is and how he should be in that position, this woman wouldn't mean anything to him. He'll go out and get another woman, forget about her, leave the kids with her. Then Bobby Boucher, his daddy changed his name to Roberto. She couldn't even find Roberto. You know what I mean? I'm serious, right? Because he knew his mom, Bobby Boucher's mom, would be at the house with Bobby and taking care of the kids. Well, you have to be a better man than that. Those men like that cannot live here in the ISUPK. They wouldn't last here in the truth because you have priorities here. You could never turn your back on your wife and your kids here in the school. I pray you understand that. You know what I mean? And nor would any brother support you in trying to do so. This is the home of the truth. This is where the truth is this right here. You know what I mean? So if we really wanted to make an impact on politics as blacks, Hispanics, and Natives, we just wouldn't have voted. And here in the UPK, we don't vote. I don't care if it's for the state managers of school funding. We don't vote. So now they're going to have to go back and look and say, who are those 18 million people who didn't vote Democrat at this time? Apparently they matter, right? So sometimes you gotta force a change if you don't necessarily get a change. Remember, brothers and sisters out there, like, subscribe, and share to this class. Get them subscriptions up, subscriptions up so we can hit them algorithms and get on a broader floor, all right? Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 2. Let me know when you get there, Azariah. And what a lot of people don't know is you can be so prideful and you run around so prideful and arrogant, but then later on will come shame. You will be shamed, embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? And I just tell people this, man, don't wait till you become embarrassed and toe down and feel like you ain't worth nothing to try to go find the Lord. The Lord wants you to come to him whole, full. Don't come toe down and woe down, man. What good would you be then? And that's why the Christian church is so wicked, because they tell you that no matter what, you can stand. And in certain cases, that's true. But if you constantly going out here sinning, you're a stripper. That's how you make your money. So 90% of strippers are Christians. Am I lying?
Wow.
90% of strippers are Christians. Why?
Because when they go to church on Sunday, they all forgiven.
They're all forgiven. Every Sunday, they need that forgiveness. And in reality, they're not looking at the fact that the Christian pastor needs that money that stripper got too. So he's going to tell her that the Lord forgives her. And neither one of them are in favor with the Most High. All right? Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 2. You there? Okay. When pride comes, meaning when you feel so prideful, when you're running around prideful, I'm better than everybody. Ain't nobody better than me. So like, then cometh shame. But with the lowly is wisdom. So when you run around prideful, you then come shame. Then you begin to be embarrassed. But those who are low and who know they low, whether they are not just being low because they have to be low, but low also means humble. Those who's not so boisterous, So not bragging so much on what they got. They just doing it because why? They know the Lord is providing. They what it say? What it say? Salaki, it says, but the lowly is wisdom. They sitting down there with wisdom. Why? Because they know, man, the Lord gave me this, man, the Lord can take it. You know what I mean? And that's what we sin and forget as Blacks, Hispanics, and Natives. The Lord gives you something, he can take it away. We sit here and pray every day for riches, for fame, for a big house, for a nice car, for all the money in the world. You don't think if the Most High give you that, he's giving you that for a reason? Perfect example, look at R. Kelly. He was raised in the church. I'm sure R. Kelly wished and prayed that he could get rich one day and have all the money he can ever want. Now look at R. Kelly. He's sitting in jail, singing on the phone for other brothers' ribs for Valentine's Day and for Christmas to try to pay his to get commissary, man. I'm serious. Look at Puff Daddy. I'm sure when he was a kid, he prayed for riches. Now look at Puff Daddy or Sean Combs, Salakia. He's sitting in there right now about to lose everything. Lil Durk. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You know what I mean? Like, to be lowly is wisdom. It's smart for you to sit down and relax and be calm and be humble. That's more attractive than being a loudmouth person. Carly B posted a video saying how she wasn't going to vote for anybody this year. And guess where her ass was at? Salaki, YouTube. Guess where she was at? At the Democratic Convention. Beyonce said she wasn't going to promote or be anywhere. Guess where she was at? At the Democratic Convention. These things is in your face. Money runs certain people. Money rules certain people, man. But they don't rule us here in the UPK. We are not funded by any organization. We're not government funded. Everything we do comes out the pockets of brothers and sisters here in this school, man. Brothers and sisters here in this school feels like it is better for us to give and take from our families and give to brothers and sisters in the street than to get from the government and give it to them. And in so many cases, it is. You don't know how I feel to see women crying when you come bringing them food, bowls of chili, and putting clothes and tell them to pick any clothes they want, sis. I mean, they go to the store, ask the store man, can they get a bag? He talk about 10 cents. So guess what we start doing? We bringing paper, we bringing plastic bags out to the site where we giving away food and chili and clothes so they can grab them the plastic bags and put clothes in that bag. You know what I mean? Like this is what you want to look up to. This is what you call idols, trendsetters. You know what I mean? No one can copy us and do what we do. You had Mr. Fab Uncle come out in the same spot where Karan Yala had an awesome food drive. He came out and said he wanted to do something in that same spot. Let's see when he come back and do it again. Because guess what we're going to be this Saturday? Giving food away in that same spot. You know what I mean? Like when you need it, they not there for you, man. But when you don't need it, then they're there for you. Those are people you have to look out for. All right, where we at with that? But the lowly is what. So being lowly is wisdom, man. To be humble and to conduct yourself in a humble manner, especially women, man. Like especially sisters. Like you look on any social media, you see sisters twerking and wearing the shortest shorts they can find, wearing they daughter 8 and they 38 and they wearing their daughter shorts because they want to go on TikTok. You get what I mean? They ain't wearing nothing. You can see everything through the shirt. Sisters in the school, this is especially sisters out there, man. Like if they was wise, they wouldn't do that because they're creating something that's worse for their daughter. Like the hell with how many likes you get in, what you get off, and what you make. You don't think your daughter now is gonna grow up? Is that the view? Like me, myself, I pray my son be way better than me. And it's not just being a sports player or the next president. I want my son to work in this school like I'm working in this school, but I want him to be 10 times better than me. Meaning I want him to be a pillar in his truth and stand on it. You know what I mean? And to me, that's righteous. But for you to want your daughter to be better than you, meaning you want your son or your daughter to be on TikTok, making all this money on TikTok, half naked, doing booty dances and working in strip club, Magic City. That's so wicked to want for your child, because there's going to be a time when all that is not going to matter no more. Hell, a dollar is already going to be gone, or the value of a dollar is going to be less. You know what I mean? So we really have to check ourselves and get ourselves right before it's too late. All right. The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 5. Let's go there. Again, Salaki, if I'm long-winded, Israel, but I'm going to do a series on the book of Proverbs. You know what I mean? Because the book of Proverbs can lead brothers and sisters in a way and give them the game that they haven't had. You know what I mean? The book of Proverbs is strictly on knowledge. And I was reading that, and I said, you know what? This got to be a series. So I'm going to introduce this series, all right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 5. And it reads, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. Yeah. So it says, look, verse 16. So I'm going to break it down while I read it. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. What does an abomination mean? That abomination mean, Azara? We didn't cover abomination plenty of time, man.
An abomination is just like the destruction and dishonor.
Mm-hmm. You're right, damn right. And dishonor the Lord. I'll give you that. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. They was walking in Montgomery holding hands saying, we shall overcome. Dr. King was very prideful in what he was doing. But he wasn't doing it for the Lord. He was doing it for himself. He was looking for his personal gain. Dr. King only pushed that segregation, right?
Yeah,
A civil rights, yeah, exactly. He pushed the civil rights movement, and I'm sorry to say this to y'all because y'all didn't know, and I'm here in the UPK, we tell y'all the truth. He only pushed that movement because he liked to sleep with white women. That's why. He wanted to sleep with white women. He wanted to become a part of their structure. Before Dr. King pushed that movement, we had our own everything. We had our own buses. We had our own hospitals. Now, when a Black person goes to the hospital, you damn near got to leave a family member at the hospital 24 hours a day to know exactly what they're doing to your family member. You will go in with a blood clot and not leave. Because of one man's pride, it destroys the whole nation. This is why everything we do, we say we're doing it under our King Yahushua, under commanding General Yohanan, who King Yahushua appointed General Yohanan to lead this nation. We don't join with any other Israelite group. We don't hold hands with any other Israelite group. You know what I mean? Why? Because you will lead people astray. We fear and we feel and we hurt for Sister Joy Morgan, the sister who was unalived in another Israelite group who claimed to be the truth, who claimed to be doing the work of the Lord, because they want to build their numbers up. They want to go get some Hamites and some Africans to come out here and be a part of their movement, and knowing damn well the Africans don't care about the Black man and woman here in America. You know what I mean? So lucky. So let's read that again from the top. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 5. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. Verse 6. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged. And by the fear of the Lord, man depart from evil. By the fear of the Lord, man depart from evil. You know what I mean? It's only because of the fear of the Lord that man will depart from evil. What does that mean? When you see brothers like King Von, Lil Durk, I love to go that way because it's recent time. And that's the best way I can show y'all. They didn't fear the Lord. So they didn't turn away from evil. They wanted to do these things. Honestly, you can't tell me you're a brother who feared the Lord if you out here unaliving brothers. Because it tells you in the Bible when you unalive brothers, you will lose your life. It tells you that. So you can't tell me them brothers feared the Lord. But the Bible is telling us when we fear the Lord, it turns us away from evil. Sis, it turns you away from talking about your sister behind her back, man, or even talking about her bad period. It turns you away from being what the world call a conspicuous woman, man. Or it turns a man away from looking for a quick sex object to get off on and leave and push to the side in the road somewhere. Following this Bible is so much more, and these laws and statutes. This is why we know here in the UPK that this book was made for our people. It was made for our sake. And a lot of people love to say, well, the white man wrote it. The right man didn't write shit. Salakia. This book was already written. We go out of the first translation of the scrolls. You know what I mean? Those scrolls didn't come from Europe. You understand me? They went and conquered the nations in Africa where the Israelites were and took the writings and the teachers that they had. Why? Because Israel was a strong nation of people who followed their customs to the core. You want to know why you see these Islamic ladies walking around with their head covered? Because they heard how Israelites was moving and they said, we got to put this in order. If you read the Quran talks more about the Holy Bible than it talks about the Quran. Why is that? Because the true God is in the Bible. The Quran is just a made-up God. Just like Christianity is a made-up God, just like being a Catholic or Jehovah, 12-day. There's so many of them. It's just, you know what I mean? It all comes from one source. And the source that it comes from, we have that here in the UPK, and we're teaching it how it's supposed to be taught. All right? You got anything on that, Azra?
All right.
We're going to drop that. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 18, verse 12. And again, to the sisters and brothers out there that's tuning in, I will be doing a Proverbs breakdown where I will be going through the whole book of Proverbs from chapter 1 all the way through to the last chapter of Proverbs, because the book of Proverbs is something that I think will when broken down correctly and given to the people how it's supposed to be given to you, will change your life. And if you don't come into this school, at least I want to give you a message under Commander General Yohana to change your life. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't fit the zeal to come in here and be proud in this school, and which you should. But the knowledge in which that's in this school and the brotherhood and sisterhood in which this school gives out is something that every brother and sister in this world should understand and feel. And we try our best here in the school to make sure that happens, right? So we're going to go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 12. You got anything out there? Okay, most high in Christ. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. So what did I say that word haughty mean earlier, Adora? Arrogant. There you go. That's arrogance. So what I like to do in this class is I like to replace the word with the meaning to now that we can understand it. So now we're going to read it and we're going to substitute the word haughty for arrogant, all right? And it reads here, 12. Before destruction, the heart of man is arrogant, and before honor is humility. Why is that? But before destruction, the heart of man is arrogant. Before Lil Durk got locked up, that brother was very arrogant. So arrogant, he put what he was talking about in his raps, right? But a brother who is Salaki, and before honor is humility. A brother who has honor is going to be have humility about himself, man. He's going to be humble about himself. Why? Because I know that regardless of how hard I work and what I do, although it's being the truth, I still have to keep a level of humbleness. Why? Because my people needs to see that I'm for them. No matter how big I think I get, the hell with how big your rapper Bar thinks he get in a UPK. I can become a captain and I'm still going to work like a 500 because in my mind, in my heart, I know the importance of being humble. You understand me? Captain Akai has led the Hebrew Academy for the last 10, 15 years. Captain Tazariak didn't just start off and get in here. He's been doing this for years, and he's still the same humble. You met Captain Tazariak, that brother's humble as all outdoors. You know what I mean? The General Mahayaman, General Mahayaman is humble. General Yohana is a humble man. General Hazayan, General Makai, those are all humble men. And they've been generals. They are the head of Israel. And regardless of what any Israelite group out there got to say, they know where they go tune in on Tuesdays and Thursdays or Mondays and Thursdays to get their breakdown. They know where they go. Those brothers are in who else was who else was very humble, who had power, who was ordained in the Bible? It's a person in the Bible who was ordained, who could have I'm gonna give you a hint, who could have stoned a woman with rocks. So humble. There you go. There you go. Yahushua, Mashiach could have let them stone her or whatever. You know, he could have been the first one to throw the rock. No. Humble. You want to be led by humble men. And any woman out there looking for a husband wants to be led by a humble man. Right? All right, let's drop that. Is there any questions on that? Salaki. I've been kind of moving kind of fast, but is there any questions on that? So, and humility, we covered it, but in my books here, I have the quality of being free from pride or arrogance. So to be humble and have humility, like you are free from pride and arrogance. So when sisters come to school and they do their salute, they put themselves down, they cross their hands, and in humility, just to be away from pride and arrogancy, and they'll put their head down and they're, Yahweh Shema by Shema, right? And it's so much more, and it's not trying to break you down. In fact, it's building you up. Because what they would consider breaking you down would tell you you can't be a hoe. You can't be a stripper on a pole. When you come in here and you get in this position and you bow your head and say the salute, it's building you up. Why? Because you are embracing womanhood. Half of them women out there who twerking in the club, it smells like fish. Straight like catfish off the goddamn out the frying pot. They don't know how to clean themselves. If you talk to 15 strippers, they're going to tell you 15 stories about how they was molesting as kids, how they doing this to make money, and they don't want to do it. At the end of the day, money is behind everybody who strips. Every person who raps, they'll tell you they want to do it for money. Right? Hey, I mean, like, do you see that too? Everybody who does something in this world say, I want to do it so I can be rich. Me, I'm doing this and being a priest and prophet of the Lord in the UPK because I want to change lives. I want to make an impact. I want to be the person who sparks the next brain to lead the revolution. Go ahead.
If I meant what you're saying, it's so heavy because, they say money is the root of all evils. And when you think about it, anybody that has some kind of power, anyone that ever had some kind of like fame and all that, they glorify money and riches. And that's what ultimately in the end destroys them.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Let's talk about that. Right. I'm gonna just put this out here, right? You said, they say what?
Money is the root of all evil.
Right. But the scripture says something different. We can go to 1 Timothy real quick, chapter 6, verse 10. Let me know when you get there. And again, this is because we are here to teach our people. We're not here to oh man, Most High in Christ, my brother in the yacht, tuning in. It's good to see you, Warrior Most High in Christ. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this on your platforms. Put this truth out for me, Baba Gashad. We're going to go to the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil. What do they say in the world?
For the love of money.
No, that's what the Bible says.
Yeah.
In the world, they say for the
money is the root of all evil.
Exactly. Money ain't never killed nobody. Money ain't never harmed nobody. Money ain't never kicked the family out. Money ain't did none of that. It's because these people who are in charge are so wicked that they love the money so much that they'll put a family out, that they'll kick a family out. The Democrats love money so much, they'll tell you it's okay to be a LGBTQYZ WNT. They'll tell you it's okay to leave your husband, sis. Don't be with that man. You better than him. Look at you. You were put in a position higher than him. Go get you a man who's a high value man. Well, in reality, the only high value man you go find is here in the goddamn UPK under command of General Yohana. These men in this school is so high value. Ooh, wee. They'll tell you about yourself when you need to be told. Hey, no count yourselves here. I'm telling you. We'll break them down quick. You know what I mean? So this is the thing that America has told us and taught us that we have to break away from. And there's no better time to do so than now that everyone sees that America is not so much on that Democratic glory train, okay? Everybody don't want to see that. So let's drop that. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 29, verse 23. The book of Proverbs chapter 29, verse 23. Let me know when you get there, Azra, all right? All right. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 29, verse 23. And it reads, a man's pride shall bring him low. What does that mean? A man's pride shall bring him low. When you got pride, you high. So why should your pride bring you low?
Because it brings destruction.
The destruction. The path in which you're walking will bring you low. It'll bring you to reality real quick. Right? Let's continue on. But honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. The honor shall keep you whole, shall uphold you, Salakia. Meaning, it won't bring you low. You know what I mean? Regardless of what the situation is, that man will still be the same man. A brother lose everything he got on stock market and come home and beat his wife. Jump off of a bridge. Good night. Unalive his kids. A woman to unalive her kids and push them off a bridge. But a person who's humble can't bring them low. But so let me read it how it says though. But honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Just because you have honor, you can miss out on making $1 million. My whole savings can get wiped out. But because I got honor, that's gonna uphold me in spirit. because I know that money ain't gonna make me. I'm who I am. I'm your Befor. I'm gonna hold myself, and His truth gonna hold me, and the Lord gonna hold me, and because of what I believe in, is gonna hold me. It's not gonna be nothing else. It won't be money. It won't be friends. It won't be family. So for me, the hell with Thanksgiving, the hell with Christmas, the hell with any holidays that they celebrate that I know I shouldn't. Because the only thing that's going to hold me at the end of the day is following the Most High. Get out of here. Get out of here. Wow. So we have to get that in our mind. Again, Baba Kashab, like, subscribe, and share. Let's promote this truth, all right? Let's get these classes up. Let's drop that. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 4. This is a message for the sisters and brothers that's out there that don't have true knowledge of the scriptures and how they should conduct themselves. If you read the book of Proverbs, Proverbs teach you how to be a man. The book of Proverbs will teach you how to be a woman. I don't know if y'all heard what said. Some sisters say, I'm a Proverb 31 type of woman. You ever heard that before? Yeah. If I have time, we'll go to Proverbs 31 for the sisters to get understanding of that. But do they mean it? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's good. It's good to say something. You know what I mean? But do you mean it? And that's where we in the UPK, we say something that we mean it and we do it. All right. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 4. All right, you there? The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. So because of his pride and through what he feels, he won't see God. Through his understanding, he won't see God. That Christian pastor, they make millions and millions of dollars. T.D. Jakes makes a lot of money. Do you think he really see God? No. Once you make so much money, especially if your purpose is making the money. You see what I'm saying? Once you make that money, now it don't matter. Go ahead.
Honestly, when you think about it that way, what you're saying is so heavy because they're no longer worshiping Yahweh Shai. They're worshiping the money guy.
Exactly. That's why you see celebrities at the Potter House. T.D. Jakes. How can you let somebody who's not ordained by the Most High to put hands on you? He let what's his name? Tyler Perry come put hands on him and then he fell out. Oh, dropped out on the floor. P. Diddy. What is Creflo Dollar doing or T.D. Jakes doing at a P. Diddy party? What is a gospel choir doing at a P. Diddy party? I remember at one point in time, gospel church and hip hop did not come together. I mean, now they're saying church and the hip hop. At one point in time, you could not be hip hop and the church. You had to pick one. But now all of a sudden they join together and hold hands. Don't nobody see the wickedness in that but me. A so-called ordained minister is at a P. Diddy party. Where now it's coming out, there's little kids dressed up as grown women and putting makeup on, and he's at that party. So them little kids will look at him and say, oh, that's T.D. Jakes. Help, help. And guess what he gonna say? Not a damn thing. He turns his back on them little kids, man. Mm-hmm. He's not a man who's ordained to lead a people. You only find that here in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. Again, the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 4, the wicked through their pride of the wicked, though the pride of his countenance will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts, meaning what? On Sunday, he thinks about the power. Talk about T.D. Jakes. He tell you about God, he's old. But on Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday, it's not in their mind. Sisters go to church, they want to be so holy. They want to be women of God. On Saturday at the club, they drinking that drink They turning up, they sleeping with some random man they don't even know, and they gotta put him out at 6:30 in the morning because she gotta make it to church by 9. You know what I'm saying? Like Proverbs is a book that it'll cut you, it'll deal with you. But you gotta have an understanding of the words. Go ahead.
Another thing that's really evil too is, especially when you go to a Christian church, they don't care how you bring the money into the congregation, they're going to accept it. Just like a stripper will go out and strip Saturday night and bring a crumbly, alcohol smelling dollars and put it in the bowl, whatever that bowl is where they collect the money, the collection bowl. And that preacher is not going to sit there and say, we can't accept evil money. He's going to take the money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I mean, and again, just how money is not the root of all evil, it's not bad to take any. I mean, just think about it. Money changed hands a million times. By the time you get a dollar, I used to do this experiment with my son when he was little. I'll get some dollars, I'm gonna get dollars and stuff from the store, and I'll have them put it in the kitchen sink, we'll run some hot water, put a little soap in there, and we'll just wash the money. We'll wash it. And when we pull the money out, I say, look at the water, son. Pitch black. Pitch black. So the money dirty anyway. You get what I'm saying? It's dirty anyway. The problem is what you would do for the money. It's no honor anymore. And I say anymore because I would want to think that at one point in time, Black people had honor. But it's kind of hard for me to think that it was ever any honor when we know that our king was traded on for 16 pieces of silver. Right? There wasn't honor in that money. How do I know? Because the person who backstabbed him and traded him for 16 pieces of silver unalived himself because of that. Any brother you know is going around saying Puff Daddy put money on Tupac's head. People put money on people's head to get stuff done. It's no honor in that. That's dirty money. We don't want that money in you. We don't need that money. If that's the money we're looking forward to getting and bringing it into the school to feed the homeless and clothe the people in the streets, I'll work 2 jobs to support this truth. I'll work 3 jobs. I know I probably would never be home to see my kids, and that's something might have to deal with even now. But the most important thing is that my kids can look back and say, my dad was not a sellout. He really pushed his truth, and he was a man of God. Those 3 titles alone, I'm undisputed. You understand? All right, let's continue on. All right. Where was we at? Verse 4. We go to verse 5. I like verse 5. His ways are always grievous. Ooh-wee. Says in the scripture that the ways of the Lord is not grievous. But it says here, his ways are always grievous. So keep on. Thy judgments are far above, thy judgments are fair, far above out of his sight, far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. So he just he's puffing at them. All his enemies, what? And you know, Black people do that. What? They be in what? But what's that club? Bia, you know what I'm saying? Well, remember at the parties, Bia, they play that song, and then at the end they go, what? You know, it's going to be a fight. When that what kick on? Oh, they already pushing in that mud. When they go, what? Oh, it's going down. You better know how to fight, or you better stand by the front door, because it's going down. And they just puff themselves at their enemies like America do. What you gonna do, Iran? What you gonna do, Russia? What you gonna do? That's pride. That's pride. And from what we learned tonight in this class, that pride comes before what? Destruction. Yeah, right. Verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Wicked. Go ahead.
If I may, I'm sorry, you want to see.
Yes. Oh, I was supposed to go on 6. Oh, Salaki, come on. Verse 6. He had said in his heart, I shall not be moved. This is what Americans say. I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. I shall never be put in a position where I can't help myself or defend myself. Well, what's going on now, Mr. America? We didn't give Ukraine all the money. We didn't give Israel all the money. Now what's going on? Eggs is $10 a quart. Gas is $6. Come on now. Need I say more? If you have an ear, let you hear, man. Hear these words of this priest and prophet pushing it out to you, man. And I'm only here to do this because I love y'all, man. I love my people, man. And it will be so glorious to see all brothers and sisters. The Passover gets big every year. I just want to say that, right? And I know I'm going off, but I've been here a little minute. You know what I mean? I've been here about a little moon. You know what I'm saying? And when I say a little moon, it's because even 5 years don't make me a season, right? But I didn't be here long enough to see 5 Passovers. The Water Yahweh Shah. I didn't seen it. I done seen brothers come and seen brothers go. And sisters come and sisters go. But one thing I have noticed and has not changed, regardless of how many sisters and brothers come and go, the numbers constantly increase. Increase and increasing and increasing and increase. It's beautiful to see. But when all them brothers and sisters come into the school, this class is for them to understand that they have to remain humble. Don't get caught up in what you think it should be. A lot of your family members don't be in the school because of what they think it should be. Oh man, no man, they womenistic. What's the word called? Womanizers. They just womanize. They ask a sister in the school, they say, well, what the hell are you talking about? No, they do talk aggressively towards women, but we need that. Because every woman wants a man who's going to tell them how to. I mean, look, a little girl loves her daddy because what? Her daddy's the force. Her daddy's the power of the house. She loves her daddy because she respects her daddy. And you mean to tell me that a woman won't want to get with a man that she respects? Come on, man. What kind of man would tell his wife to go out and sell her body? The same body he's supposed to love and cherish and want to lay down with. What kind of man would tell his wife to go out and work and slave for the whole household while he sits back and just accepts her doing it by herself? That's not realistic. That's not what you would call a leader of a household. What I think of when I think of a leader is a man who, like Commanding General Yohana. I look at him as my father. And all the generals is like uncles, right? And when I look at what they do, they work, and they don't just necessarily work and sit back and allow us to work and like tell us to do this job that they wouldn't do. They are still doing those jobs. You see General Yohana every Monday night still teaching the class. You might not think it's a class, but Backwatch is a class. He's seasoning you on. He's full of scriptures. He's telling you. General Hazayan, let a Hebrew speak. General Makayala. I can't think of the General Makayala class, but all these generals got classes and they're still doing it, man. That's what you want to look at as a father or a leader. You don't want to turn to anything else to think because it's telling you a quick trick to get money. You know what I mean? Like you want a real father. The hell with my biological father. Who is he? I don't even know him. He wasn't there when I needed him, but you know who was there when I needed him? Commanding General Yohana was there. General Muhammad was there. General Makayala, General Hazayan, them brothers was there. General Q. You understand me? Even to the captains in this school, Captain Quan Wall, man, was there when I needed him. Captain Godard was there when I needed him, man. Yeah, to the highest ranking officers, Captain Karak was there for me when I needed him. You know what I'm saying? Kasar Pakad, Alawan Kasar Pakad, Kakamamad, the list goes on, Kabamad, Natazah, the list goes on, man. And that's the love that I got from the brothers that I received from my father, from my grandfather. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna push this truth because I learned from the man who loved me, and it's only right for me to continue to push this truth and show that I love the Most High and have the love for them to teach me that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot. All right, let's drop that. Let's go to the book of James, chapter 4, verse 6. The book of James, chapter 4, verse 6. You got anything on that, Azara? Most High in Christ, man. Again, brothers and sisters out there watching, like, subscribe, and share, man. Let's push this truth, man. Let's get this up. All right. Let's get this where it needs to be. All right. And if y'all got any questions or any comments in the class that y'all want to throw out there, throw them out there. Put them in as soon as possible so I can see them. If I can't answer them, I'll get a proper breakdown from a man above me or a man more seasoned than me, and I can come back and I can answer any questions you may have. All right. So we're going to go to the book of James.
James 4:6.
James 4 and 6. Correct. This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 6, and it reads, "But he giveth more grace, wherefore he said, God resisteth the proud, and giveth grace unto the humble." So we say, look, all those people who say God is with them, like P. Diddy was going around and saying, I'm God. What was his saying? He said, "Oh, I'm love. I'm all love." You know what I mean? And most people say, "I know God is with me." And the wickedest wickedest person in the world to say, "I know God loves me. I know God with me." God ain't with them. God is with the humble. God is with Commander General in Yohana, who don't sit back and ask nobody for a handout. He's not worried about begging the government for funds to keep opening the doors and the lights on in these magnificent schools that exist around the whole United States. And now we're branching out throughout the whole globe. He's not worried about that. Commander General Yohana is one of the most humblest people in the world. The UPK, we do things that people don't know of. We keep people lights on, man. You call a school and you having a problem with your light bill, the Commanding General Yohana pays people light bills, man. He feeds people kids off the back of his own work and the man that's underneath him. That's a righteous man. You know what I mean? Like I can't call my family member to get $10 right now. If I was stuck on the side of the damn road, I couldn't call him. The first person I would think of is to call my brothers in the school. Tazabah, Amawan, Kabalabah. You know what I mean? Then if I can't reach them brothers, I call outside. I call a Southern Cal. I reach out to the Alawan Thamawan. You know what I mean? I reach out to the brother, Natazah, before I call my family, man. You know what I'm saying? It's very important for us to understand that the love that we all search for and long for, we won't find in the world, but you will find here in the school under Commander General Yohana. And I pray you understand that, all right? Again, verse 6. The Spirit, God resists the proud. So he don't even want to deal with the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. He gives grace unto the humble, meaning what? He works with the humble. Look, I know you didn't get this right the way I wanted you to get this time, but I'm going to give you some grace to get it right. And the whole thing with us in here in the UPK, the grace that he's giving us is to come save all you brothers, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native brothers and sisters out there who think Christianity is going to lead you to God. He's giving us the grace to get you where you need to be. which is here in the ISUPK under Commander General Yahya. The what a why you have a shot, man, on that. With that, we're going to drop that. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, verse 23. We're going to go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, verse 23. Again, like, subscribe, and share. Tune in to the Sabbath service every Saturday. It starts at 10 o'clock, no later than 10:30 sharp, where you will see some priests and prophets breaking it down to you in 2 different languages. Of course, we're going to speak the language that we were oppressed to learn, the white man language, the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I mean? And then we're going to give it to you in the Lord's language, the ordained Lord language. You know what I mean? Support this truth. Don't support the movement that's not benefiting you and your people. Don't support a movement. Go ask the Christian pastor, can you get some money to pay your light bill? Don't come ask General Yohana if you ain't paying your tithes to come get no money. Go ask your Christian pastor who you've been giving your money to. You know what I'm saying? Understand this, man. You gotta put it in to help yourself and to help others. All right. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, verse 23. Right, you there, Azariah? All right. Thus said the Lord. That means this is the Lord talking. Let not the wise man glory in his wisdom. So don't let the wise man glory in, well, I know this. Yeah, see, ain't nobody smarter than me. You can't break down these scriptures like I can. I got this. This is me. Don't glory in your wisdom. Neither let the mighty man glory in his might. I'm stronger than y'all, brothers. I can lift this table. I can lift this building. I can push over a bus. Don't let that brother glory in his might. Continue on. Let not the rich man glory in his riches. Don't let P. Diddy take that. Don't let him glory in his riches. You know what I'm saying? All these football players want to hit the gritty. Mm-hmm. They want their hit because they see millions. Don't glory in your riches. Donald Trump, I own 5 million. Don't glory in those riches, man, because it don't mean nothing. The Oprah, perfect example, Oprah. She's the richest black woman, right? Am I right? She still is, right? Yeah, she glory in her riches. You know what I mean? And if black women look at her as an example, good night. She's Stedman probably still sleeping in the basement. But, right? Am I wrong? Is her Stedman still together or they got a divorce? They're separated?
The media's all over.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird, right? Because she never married that man. Every woman wants to be married to a man, but she never married Stedman. She married him? Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm. Do some research on that. Because I heard they was not married, so I can be wrong.
It was for a long time, like years they weren't, but I think like maybe 5-6 years ago she finally married him or something.
Stedman. It popped up as soon as I popped. Oprah married Stedman. No, Oprah Winfrey and Stedman Graham are not married. Good night. See what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna share this on the screen just for y'all to understand where I'm going with this, right? Because y'all look up to Oprah. Oprah is the woman who all the women in the world wants to look up to. She is the perfect woman, and she been with this mess a lot. This is not what I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all this one. Did it pop up? Also like it. Small screen. Bear with me, Israel. That's something to watch too. Present this share screen. Here. So here you go. Here you go for you. Let's zoom in. Y'all can see that? You can see that as around there? Are you looking at it?
It disappeared.
It says no Oprah Winfrey and Stedman Graham are not married. They have been together since 1986. That's a year after I was born. So don't tell me women are the only ones who want to be. Women don't want to be married in America time. They want to be taken care of. A real woman wants to be married. Because a real woman go marry a man whether he have it or not. The reason why Oprah never married this man is because he never had as much as she had. And that's what you look at, and that's what you see from women today. Let's continue on. But have never gotten married. They were engaged. Oh, what the hell is an engagement? I can look, hey, look, if that's gonna get you by for 30 years, then Lord be it. And they've been engaged in 1992, but called off the wedding the following year. Man, come on, man. She at them Diddy parties, bro. Don't think she not. I'm telling y'all, she is at the Diddy party.
She was on the Epstein.
Come on, man. She was on Island, man. Like, this is crazy. And it isn't the women that black women say they want to look up to and be like. You don't want to be like her, sis. Oprah go die old and lonely. She gon' and look, none of the money she got, she gonna be able to take with her. None of it. She gonna have to get at the charity. I pray you understand that. So, Rocky, where were we at? Jeremiah, we went to Jeremiah. Let's drop that. Let's go to the Apocrypha, right? This is the red book. This is called the Apocrypha. This is the hidden stories that they took out of the Bible because they didn't want black people to know these stories. See, they can finesse those other stories, but they can't finesse these. So we're going to go to the ones that they can finesse. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, verse 50. All right. You on that right app, right? Okay. Again, to the brothers and sisters out there that is tuning in, Baba Kashab, which means please like, subscribe, and share. Push this truth. Push it. Right? Let's push this truth. All right, let's get this out here because it needs to be out here. These people need it. All right. So we're gonna go to the book of Ezra, chapter second Ezra, chapter 8, verse 50. Chapter 8, verse 50. And it reads, for many great miseries shall be, sorry, let me see. It's like bear with me. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in their latter times shall dwell in the world. So many great miseries shall be done to them that dwell in the world in their latter times. So as you get older, even if you think you got it going on when you get older, they're going to have to dwell on the miseries and all the stuff that they push. Like I said, Oprah will never be married. No one's going to marry Oprah right now. She ain't young and hot. Nobody want to lay up with her. She farted out and tooted up. Nobody want that. So she going to bathe in that misery because when that man did want her, she didn't want to do what she needed to do. All right? Let's continue on. All right? Shall dwell in the world. So in their latter time shall dwell in their world. So because they have walked in great pride. So she had pride when she was with Stepman. So she didn't marry Stepman. She walked in pride and in the world. You know what I'm saying? So let me read that again. I didn't read the whole. I'm gonna read the whole, y'all. So for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in their great pride. They have walked in their great pride. So because they're walking in their pride, they're gonna get hit with the oo-wop later on. It's gonna hit them. It's gonna catch up to them. It's gonna whack them across the head, and they're gonna sit back and look at what they could have done and what they should have done, and there's nothing that they can do to change that. All right. This is why it's important for us to get into the school now. Brothers and sisters who watching this class, tuning in this class, get in here now. Let's learn this truth now. Let's push this truth now. Let's raise our babies in this truth now. Let's show them the proper way to be. Let's show them that it's okay to cover your head and cover your ass, cover your bottom, sis. You know what I mean? Don't be half naked out here. Show your son to pull up his pants and be a man. Don't be afraid to speak your mind, but also don't be afraid to speak the words of the Lord. Be a leader in your community. Don't follow the knuckleheads in the street who want to sell drugs. Be the one who get rid of the drugs. Be the one who helps the kid who can't read. If you can help them learn how to read, teach them how to read. You know what I'm saying? Like let's raise our kids up to be that. And we'll see how quick this nation will change and how we will rise up to the position we deserve to be in, because the Lord said we deserve to be in. But if we continue to walk in wickedness of the world, we will never be in the position in which we should be. This is very important for us to understand. This is where the curses in Deuteronomy come in, and also in Deuteronomy it tells us how to stay away from those curses. But I'm speaking now as a way to tell you how to stay away from those curses, because I love you and I want to see this nation rise up. All right. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm gonna pour one more script and we're gonna wrap it up. All right. We're gonna go to Ezra, second Ezra chapter 15, verse 8. Second Ezra chapter 15. Was that the right one? Oh yeah, 15 verse 8. So again, I'm gonna do a class where I break down all the book of Proverbs, and then we're gonna slowly get into different books where I think that's beneficial for us as a people to learn, because the Bible has all the information we need to know. No scholar, no professor can ever teach you anything other than what the Bible taught you to be successful. If they're teaching you anything else, they're lying to you. This is the second book of Ezra, chapter 15, verse 18, and it reads, For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and the man shall be afraid. It's another scripture in this book, or another story in the Bible called Sodom and Gomorrah. This scripture that I just read breaks down Sodom and Gomorrah perfectly fine, because those people in Sodom and Gomorrah was wicked. If you want to have an idea what Sodom and Gomorrah was at that time, think about San Francisco, right? And think about it being filled of all Black, Hispanics, and natives, and they walking around flamboyant. And when I say flamboyant, I'm not talking about E40 flamboyant. I'm talking about sugar, sweet. Tank is full of sugar. And they're walking around switching and clapping and snapping and fruitier than the fruitiest tree you can find in the neighborhood. That's what I'm talking about. And what it says here is, I'm reading it again, right? Verse 18, for because of their pride, that's pride, because they want to be this. I'm proud of being LGBTQYZ. That's just what I am. Because of their pride, I'm proud of being an American citizen and the way America is run. Because of their pride, I'm proud of my president-elect. I'm proud of voting for Kamala Harris, because she will be the first woman president, not because she will do the best for the Blacks, Hispanics, and natives, but because she will be the first woman president. Because of that pride. Continue on. The cities shall be troubled. What's the cities going through right now? We're troubled right now. This is second Ezra chapter 15, verse 18. We're troubled in the cities right now. Our cities is destroyed with unaliving and drug selling and prostitution and every form that you can think of. LGBTQ is running dominant in our neighborhoods and even in our schools. Hell, they're at the library reading stories to your kids and convincing your kids that it's okay to be like them. Because we don't have strong men to say, hey, that's not okay. You need to be like me. My son walks around the house with an old tie that I had 5 years ago that's all black wrapped around his head. And he's walking and marching and saying, I'll fight for your house, because that's what he sees. And that lets me know that warms me up. Because I know he's going to follow my path. And my path is righteous. Thus said the Bible. You know what I mean? And it's going to be the same for my younger son when he comes in the world. He's going to have a headpiece on and a garment. You know what I mean? And I'm going to build up these young men, and they're going to build up the world. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue on. The city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed. What's that? Houses shall be destroyed. When you take the man out the house and put the woman over the man, you're destroying that house. When them kids is fighting their mama, or that little boy is wearing his mama wigs and going against his mama, fighting his mama, or that little girl fighting her mom because she want to be half naked, that's destroying the house. Go ahead.
If I may, a perfect example is that video that you showed me the other day. I think it was TikTok or on Instagram, where the mother was kicking her son out the house because he didn't vote for Kamala.
Destroying the house, exactly.
Yeah.
Now these are all, without having a wise man in your life, or a priest or prophet around you, or a brother who you can reach out and talk to about these things, this go over your head. But the scripture is explaining everything we just said. It's clear. It's becoming to be clear. This is why the UPK is so important to the Blacks and Hispanics and Natives. This is why pushing this truth is so important. This is why brothers and sisters got to support this truth. We ask for likes and subscriptions, but really you should be giving money. You know what I mean? You should be backing this truth. All right? And then it finishes off with, the houses shall be destroyed and man shall be afraid. It's man afraid to rise up against this government. It's men who are afraid to stand up and say, I'm a man. It's men who are afraid to stand up and say, I want to protect these women. But here in the UPK, we are taught under Commander General Yohana to not fear anyone. In fact, the only one that we fear is the Father. And if you come into this school, you will only fear the Father. And with that, that's the end of my class, man. I am Priest and Officer Roger Ball, 500. Tuesday night class. I like to salute all the brothers and sisters out, and also say to one of the brothers and sisters that tune in, like, subscribe, and share. I like to end this class with Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Barakathum and Yahweh Shemar Alathum Bahashem Yahweh. The water for tuning in. Tune in tomorrow night, Wednesday night law class. We got it popping every week. It's going down. If you want to donate to the school, you can donate on Cash App, ISUPK NorCal. You can donate to the school. You can come to the school. We at 2213 McDonald Avenue in Richmond, California. You can reach out to any brother in the school, and they will help you get the funds in that you're trying to donate, or anything else you're trying to donate. With that, shalom, Israel. Shalom.